Happy Friday! Woo! I always have like a little party all by myself on Fridays. How are you? How was your week? It's Friday. Can you believe I say it every week, but can you believe we're at another Friday? You guys, I have so much gray hair. Anyway, it's not even funny, but I'm noticing it. That was just random. Here is my gray hair. I am not in the kitchen. No. Moms, we spend half of our life, I am sure, waiting for our children. It's the truth, right? Like just driving them places and picking them up and waiting. Just waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for my daughter. She's at the school. It's good. I'm glad she has after school activities, but that's what I'm doing. So I'm like, we can just chat in the car. I don't need to be stuck in the kitchen all the time. Let's just, here's the real life. Here's where we're at. We're in the car. So, how are you? How's your week been? I hope it's been great. Ours has just been, just kind of normal. Just, children, food. That's what it always is. It's feeding 4 teenagers. But it's been good. And hasn't this been a great week on See Hear Love? My goodness. Holly Girth is so awesome. I've loved reading her stuff for years now. So if you didn't see Monday's show, you got to go back and do that. And then, Wednesday, the hot topic being girlfriends, right? Mm-hmm. And, if you haven't already, check out the See Hear Love site or Facebook page and find Jen Lawrence's blog on girlfriends. She just always has this way of just being right on. I'm turning this light off, you guys. Of just being right on all the time. And I just love her heart and the way she writes. And so it's been kind of cool and actually always so timely. This week, just talking about girlfriends and just kind of thinking, our life is so full of seasons, and I have some beautiful girlfriends, and I have all throughout the years, and I just feel very, very, very blessed. I know that not everyone does, but I've had friends also that have come and gone. I've always heard my whole life, people come in and out for a season, and I know that's to be true, and it is true, but sometimes I didn't know those seasons were going to end, and sometimes it was hard and sometimes hurtful, and sometimes I just didn't know why, and there's some I still don't know why, and sometimes I just wasn't living up to the expectations that someone else needed, and I was doing the best I could at the time that I thought, but it wasn't enough for them. So I've been through that. And I've had those seasons of people in and out. But I've got to tell you, I have some solid girlfriends that have been in my life for most of my life. I was thinking about this going, wow, like the gals that are just closest and dearest to my heart that know me inside and out are people that I've known for probably more than 20 years. And I just love that. And there's a couple things my parents have always taught my sisters and I throughout the years. Number one, my mother always says, Kimberly, dear, do not have expectations of people because they will always disappoint you. Okay, so that's kind of hard, right? Because we're human. We do have expectations of people. But when we choose not to, and we just love people and hold out kindness and stuff and don't carry expectation around, actually it's very freeing. And my dad has always said all my life, girls, because he would talk to all 3 of us, my sisters and I, girls, you're going to know lots of people and you can have a lot of friend acquaintances, but the friends that you choose in your inner circle that truly know your heart and have your heart, they better be people that know how to pray. That has been his number one advice all of my years. And I can honestly say at this point in my life, and maybe there is something about getting older and being in your 40s and walking through great, friendships and hard friendships and things that have changed, but the gals that I would call that have my heart and have known me the longest and the most are girls that know how to pray. And here's the thing. I almost never see them. We are spread out. I've got a couple in Canada, one in Seattle, one in Florida. Like, we're spread out. So I don't see these gals all the time. It's not like we're getting together, having lunches, We don't even text all the time. We don't even call each other or really message very often. But when we do, it's like it was just 5 minutes ago that we were in the room together talking. It's like no time has gone by. It's just pick up and keep going. And I love that. Our lives get busy when we're mamas and we're wives and we've got all of that. It's hard to sometimes nurture and friendships, in a 100% all the time. And when I was a single mom, it was hard because I had 2 little kids, but I had great friends around me. I really have had good people around me for a long time. But it's so interesting because the other day, I actually texted my one girlfriend, Tamara, in Canada. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you have some time, but I'm just kind of trying to deal with something in my own head and decision I need to make. And if you have some time, like, could we actually talk on the phone? Which we don't do. And she just was like, totally. And we chatted for an hour and a half. And here's the beautiful thing about the girlfriends is that they're just full of life and breathe life into you and encouragement. And I know there's some friendships and there's some that it's necessary, just not calling people out. I know there's some people that love to go really deep and confrontational, and I'm not that person, I gotta tell you. But the friendships that have meant the most to me have just been so beautifully loving. And don't our friends that know us the best just see parts of us that are just so nice and beautiful. And that's what she did for me the other day. She's like, I see this in you. Like, and this is who you are. And, her encouragement was just breath to my bones. And I just kind of went, okay. And gosh, we've known each other for over 30 years. I can't even believe we can say that. And so I just feel really blessed. And she's a gal that knows how to pray. I think that has been some of the best advice my father has ever given. Just the people that you're going to allow your heart to be completely honest with, just let them know how to pray. Pick the ones that know how to pray. And you pray for your friends. There are seasons where maybe we give more and seasons where we receive more, right? But let's just pray for one another. I was thinking that sometimes, aren't we all beaten down enough? Doesn't life just do it sometimes? Gosh, I can't even look at a magazine in the grocery store and not feel defeated, going, well, I'll never live up to that. Neither does the girl on the cover. She doesn't even live up to that. But don't we I think we're beaten down enough that sometimes what we just need is to love one another, be kind and respectful, and encourage one another, and lift one another up, and breathe life into each other. And you know what else? I think we just need to hold out a little bit of grace for one another. Less expectation and a lot more grace for each other and for ourselves. Like, maybe we could just take it easy on each other. We are all human. We're going to have disappointments. We're going to have that stuff, But maybe just a little bit of grace and kindness for one another. We need it in our homes. It's how we should treat our children, our spouses, and our friends. My grandmother passed away a couple years ago, but she always said that Jesus was her best friend. And I know, I'm going to say, and girls, always know that Jesus is your best friend. And I know that might sound like, oh yeah, I've heard it. But I just feel it's just so true, right? And my grandmother would always say that Jesus is my best friend. And at her funeral, I actually sang a song about that. And the words were just like, faithful. You've just been so faithful. My dearest best friend. You've been so faithful. And I just know that when we come to him, like, guys, he's always answering our texts. And he is right there when we call. And he's emailing us back right away. I mean, he's just on speed dial, right? But there's this God that loves us so much. And he's our friend. And I just think that's so beautiful and comforting, and just to know, like, hey, God, I can just come to you, my normal, raw, honest self, the way that I go to my girlfriends, and just thank you for being there. So just be encouraged. I hope your heart feels a little lifted. I just know that we always have a friend in Jesus. We just do. And maybe just a little bit of grace, less expectation, more grace, and just a lot of loving each other. Anyway, that's all I got for today. But I'm just so grateful, and just, gals, you got this. We're all in this together. We're all in it together. And so let's just keep lifting each other up and walking the journey together, beautifully, kindly, lovingly, and in much grace. Love you all so much. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.